All right. And we're live. Hello, everyone, and shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to your girl, Siren, right here on the Siren Speak Show. Hello. Hey, y'all. Happy, what day is it? Monday? Is it Monday? Is it Tuesday? I don't know what day it is, y'all. Whatever day it is, just make it happy, okay? I am so excited that, things feel like things were starting to feel stuck. I don't know why, y'all. It just seems like to me, ever since 2023, the world feels stuck, okay? It just doesn't feel like anything has moved all of 2024, 2025, and 2026. I don't know about y'all, but that's just how I am, okay? So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started on the topics that we're going to be talking about today, y'all. Thank you to each and every one of you who come in and give this video a big old fat thumbs up. I appreciate you. Thank you. It just shows that you have a soul. You're having a human experience and you're not here to, just harvest energy of others. You're actually here for the good of all, right? So shout out to y'all. Y'all, my hair is really bothering me. I don't know why. It's just my whole hair is just like, I don't know. I've been using a new, I used a new treatment and it's just like, it's been so dry. I don't know. I don't understand. The treatment was supposed to give me moisture and it just got my hair feeling all dry. And I really, truly don't like that. It is so annoying. But anywho, so y'all, before we get started, we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors, the sponsors of the Siren Speak Show. So let's go ahead and give a big old fat shout out to Southern Soul LA, you guys, which is an LA-based restaurant. If ever you are in the LA area, you definitely want to make sure that you get a plate of food from Southern Soul LA and tell them Siren sent you, okay? It is one of the best plates of food I have had in my lifetime thus far. I promise you that. Okay. Also, we want to give a shout out to Fam First Entertainment. You guys, they are not only a Miami-based record label, they are also a full-service entertainment company. So whatever it is that you need for your event, you guys, they have you food, DJ, decoration, bounce house, chairs, tables, whatever you need. They are a full-on one-stop shop for all of your entertainment needs. So shout out to Fam First Entertainment for sponsoring the Siren Speak Show. And you guys, please be advised that the views of the Siren Speak Show and Siren are not those of my sponsors, okay? These are my views, my opinions, my beliefs, my words, my business. So shout out to my sponsors once again, you guys. Let's talk about it really quick. What's going on up in the shop? What shop is that? Spiritualcandies.com. If you haven't been over there, who are you? I can tell you don't got a soul if you ain't been to spiritualcandies.com, honey. But anywho, so what's going on up in the shop, you guys? Those of you who got your Mercury retrograde consultations, email went out to you. I'm doing them this week only, Monday through Friday. Okay, this week only, an email went out to you with dates and times and slots. If you guys do not respond or book your consultation within this week, you will not be able to get the consultation. I only have a slot for this week only for these consultations. I have made that very much so clear to everyone who purchased it. So y'all stay on top of your emails. Remember, this is Mercury retrograde. This is a time for you to learn how to stay on top of your energy. If you guys do not get your consultation booked by the end of this week, you guys, I will not be able to do your consultation. Okay. So just respond to your emails. That's all you got to do to say, hey, Siren, this is when I'm available. That I can choose this time or this date right here. That's it. And you already know you're going to be set up. Okay. Moving forward, you guys, I'm just not going to be able to be as available, as I used to be, because remember, I'm doing so much work on my end as well. I'm doing so much work on me, you guys, as well. And I'm just not going to be able to, hey, girl, you got to, check your email. I'm not doing that. I cannot do that. And I just want you guys to really make sure you stay on top of your emails. Okay. I have a whole team that, is being paid to do all of this. And then I have to still go behind them and do extra work. It's too much. Okay. So shout out to each and every one of you. I look forward to doing these consultations. Y'all gonna get the business. if you have not booked a general consultation, if you just want to know what's going on in your life, whatever area of your life, I don't know what will come up. But anywho, if you just want to know what's going on, up in your life, you want to get some clarity or whatever, you guys go to spiritualcandies.com and book you a consultation. Trust me, this will change your life. Okay. So today is the full moon, y'all. Today is the full strawberry moon, okay? So I have not even had a chance to tune into that. I haven't had a chance to work on my energy just yet. I feel like I've been in a cocoon. I don't know what we're being prepared for or what it is to come or what it is, but it just feels like we're going through that slingshot phase where everything is just at a standstill and it just goes back as far. But when it does shoot off, honey, pew, it's like you take off. So I'm feeling like that slingshot type of energy. You guys, it's just been really, really, really cray. Okay. So thank you guys for being very patient with your girl. Let me see what it is we're going to be talking about today. You guys, we're going to be talking about cooking with intention. Okay, cooking with intention. You guys, we're also going to be talking about the need for us to get some high value rest. Okay, we're going to talk about how to unpack your insecurities while getting dressed. Okay, while getting ready each day. Like today, I had to unpack my own insecurity by, getting ready and putting on whatever it is that I could put on, not combing my hair, but not feeling like because my hair ain't combed, it's a hot mess. You know what I'm saying? I beautified it, right? I'm just like, It is so beautiful to be just a being, period, but a melanated being, you guys. It is so beautiful that we have a head full of hair. You know what I'm saying? And it may act up. It may stand up on its own. It may act all funny. It don't fall flat. It's because it stands up, because it raises up to the energy of the frequencies that surround us. And it's a beautiful form of technology if you just learn more about it and stop perming it, stop dyeing it, stop braiding it down, putting a cap on it. What does that mean? You put them caps on it and then you put a wig on it, which means your thoughts can be capped. Okay. You want to let your hair breathe as much as you possibly can. I don't care if you have 3 strands. I don't care if you got 3,000 strands, you guys. Let your hair breathe. Let your hair get some of that sunlight out there. Okay. And just take better care, of your natural self. Right? Just really learn to take better care of your natural self, you guys. All right. So let's move on to the first topic of the day, you guys, which is we're talking about cooking with intention. Right? You guys, the need for us to cook with intention. And this is each and every one of us. I don't care if you can cook, or cannot cook. Whatever it is that you make yourself to eat, even if you go in there and you making a bologna and cheese sandwich, okay? Make it with intention. You guys, the first intention I think we need to focus on is the intent to nourish our body. Right? When you put more intention in what it is that we eat, you guys, I think that will help us to put better things within our body, because there's no way you're going to go with a bag of hot chips and be like, okay, my intention is good, when you're putting something that is very detrimental to your health in your body. So I feel like when we cook, especially with intention, you guys, one thing I used to love to do was cook with intention of, healing and nurturing my family. So whenever I would make our meals or whenever I would cook dinner, my intention was always to, uplift my kids, because I know they went to school that day and they may have come in contact with a lot of crazy energy. So I want them to be uplifted before they go to bed and, have some good energy, a good night's sleep before they go to bed. That way they can get up the next morning and go to school and be very refreshed. So when I cooked, I placed a lot of intention inside of my food. Now, if I wanted us to have, let's say, if I know one of my kids was going to have like a test to take the next day, I wanted to introduce foods that were good with helping with confidence. Okay. That would help with focus. One herb I know that helps with focus a lot is rosemary. So of course I'm going to make a nice little beef stew. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make maybe some oxtails, or, I'm going to make some rice and peas, or, pigeon peas and rice, however it is, I'm going to make something where I could throw some rosemary up in there, you guys, so that when my kid get ready to take that test the next day, their mind is very sharp. Their mind is very focused. They're able to remember. Rosemary is also good for memory. So they're able to remember, whatever it is that they studied while they were studying. So These are ways that you can cook, you guys, with intention, and you can learn how to bring about more energy within yourself. Okay, if you have an interview the next day, maybe you want to consume some yellow foods. You want to eat like some yellow bell peppers, or some banana peppers on your salad or on your sandwich. You want to incorporate maybe some squash, in your meal. Maybe you can have some squash for dinner, foods that, or you can use orange would be good as well. Maybe some orange and yellow bell peppers, on a sandwich or in a salad, or, maybe you can smother up some meat and put some bell peppers on there to give you that confidence that you're going to need. Let's say if you have a interview, maybe before you go to the interview for that breakfast for that day, you want to eat you a nice a bowl of blueberries, okay? Maybe with some yogurt and some granola. Blueberries are good for opening up the throat chakra with that blue color, okay? Opening up your throat chakra, so when you do go to that interview, or when you do go wherever it is you need to go, where you're going to have to speak and say whatever it is you need to say, your throat chakra will be open and you'll be able to deliver, okay? Let's say you want to go out on a date, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to get full, before you go out on a date, but, consuming maybe something like some red bell peppers. I know that sounds like, oh, I'm not going to eat it by itself, but you can actually eat them by themselves. They're actually a good source of calcium, vitamin C, you guys. So, when you want that good vitamin C, you want a natural vitamin C, you can just consume some bell peppers, right? Some red bell peppers, you guys. So you may want to eat like some red foods. Maybe you could eat like a nice bowl of strawberries, you know what I'm saying? Or raspberries, you guys, that'll make you feel very seductive. Also, what is a very good seductive type of food before going out on a date is chocolate, right? Maybe consuming a little bit of chocolate, to bring about that nice seductive energy. You know what I'm saying? So when you're cooking with intention, you guys, food has an energy, real food. Now, a lot of this food we eat nowadays, I ain't gonna lie, I always tell y'all pick the least of the poison. That's all you can do nowadays, is just pick the least of the poison. Because a lot of these foods these days, they don't have the ashe that we need, to bring about the outcome that we need. This is why after we eat, a lot of times we feel sleepy. We feel tired. We feel drained. We just don't feel as motivated. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, before you consume some food, you just got to make sure that you're prepared for the aftermath of what's going to come after you eat it. You're going to be, get ready for that itis, So I would say go to places that pay attention to your body. That way, when you go to places that when you eat from there, you don't feel sleepy afterwards. Because what happens is, when our body can process the food, when the food is actually legit and our body can process it and break it down, our body is now going to use that food as energy. It's like you're putting gas in your car. But when you eat foods that your body can't break down, your body is going to store it as sugar and fat, which is what makes us sleepy, because the body is excited. Oh, we're putting something in it. We're getting something in. And then it's like, what is this? So it's just moving everything. Oh, I can't use this. I can't use this. So your body tends to push that food in different areas and in different organs and different parts of your body, and then your organs have to work on trying to break it down, and whatever it can't break it down is going to push down into the stomach and into the colon. And then, then you have all type of stuff in your colon. This is why your colon is so long, because majority of the stuff we eat is going to go right through there. Whatever your body needs is not even going to make it to your colon, because your body is going to use it for energy. So when you do eat food that is alive, when you do eat food that is healthy for you, your body will break it down, and your body will use every ounce of it as energy, as fuel for the body. Okay. So when you're eating healthier foods, when you're eating live foods, when you're eating food that has ashe and energies, because I'm going to tell you something, food, just like flowers and plants, like your salad, but everything has chakras. Everything has energy. Everything has an energy field. You know what I'm saying? Unless it is just like a clone, okay, or an android, whatever they're making out there. You have the human who has the soul, which is inside of that body, and then you have the clone. Although it is a program or algorithm within that body, there's no soul there, so there's no ashe there. So it's hard for them to feel empathy. It's hard for them to, feel sorry. It's hard for them to They can't. They have no emotion. Even when they eat food, they'll eat food just like us, but they don't taste anything. You know, the enjoyment of tasting something is not there. They'll be like, oh, this is so good. Yum, yum, yum. You know, they can have the experience of biting down on food and chewing and swallowing food, but the taste is not there. And this is why a lot of the food that we have now has no ashe, because I feel like the food is made for the clones. The food is made for the algorithm. It's no longer made for the people. We're no longer getting food, allegedly. We're no longer getting food grown from the land. We're no longer getting food that has any type of energy or ashe in it. We're no longer eating food that help us to grow. And this is why a lot of us start to feel stuck. We start to feel stagnant in life because we're not fueling our body. And I was talking to my husband the other day. I'm just like, you know, kids in their late 20s and late 30s are having health experiences that we used to see our grandma and great grandma have. Like, these kids are having diabetes, and these kids are having strokes and heart attacks, and, you know, all of these major health issues at such a young age. What was that? LeBron James' son, you know, had the heart episode. Hell, my son had a heart episode at 21. It's like, what is really going on? The food source is just not there. And then they expect, allegedly, they expect the lifetime in the future, the lifespan, to be 25. 25. Now, you got to look at the fact that back in the day, they used to live forever, allegedly, right? Then we had them living up to 4,000 years old. Then it went down to like 1,000 years old. Then you got some who lived to about 700. Then you got some who lived to about 400. And then we've seen it where people would live to what, 120, 125, maybe 130. You know, we saw that in our generation. And then it went down to like, you know, maybe 80. You know what I'm saying? Then it went down to 50. Y'all, like, if you live to 50, you're considered to be old age. You're considered to be a senior by the time you're 52. Now they're projecting the lifespan to be around 25 years. Y'all, by the time we get into like 2056, 2075, listen, the life expectancy is 25. And I can see that because I'm seeing these kids, these people at 30 years old, and they have gout. You know, they're just like, they're having all of these health issues. And I'm just looking like, what in the world is going on that, you know, somebody so young is on blood pressure medicine. They already have diabetes, you know, and it's just, it's, I don't know, y'all. Okay, I do know, but it ain't for me to say. It ain't for me to say, right? It's for you to find out, just like it was for me to find out, okay? So we have to learn how to cook with intention, you guys. In order for us to start to live a healthier and abundant life, we need to cook with intention. And I think the first intention is to live a longer, healthier life, longevity. That should be our first intention. Right? Then our second intention should be whatever it is that we want for the next day. So your dinner should be something that's going to help you to survive and thrive through the next day. So when you, let's say you got to go to work tomorrow is going to be a very hectic day. You need a lot of energy. You need to be grounded because it's going to be a lot of moving and busy or whatever it may be. For me, when I was working in the corporate field, it would have been payroll, the data process payroll. Oh my God, I used to have a sign on my door and my door would be closed, okay? Because when I go in there and I have to pay everybody in the company from the rooter to the tutor, I got to make sure everybody get their check and every coin better be right. Or you will have a line of folk banging on the door, okay, the next day. They don't play. People be getting their check in midnight. Sometimes that bank processing. Child 1201, they be sending their supervisor email. I'm short. You know what I'm saying? So I had those days as well. So whenever you have those days, regardless whether it's work or whatever, you got to get up and do a lot of stuff that next day, then you want to make sure that you're ready. So you can include colors like red, Okay. Like I said, you can make a nice salad, you guys. You can have you some red meat with that salad, maybe some nice protein. Okay. On your protein, you can put maybe a little bit of red pepper flakes. You can put a little bit of paprika, to season it with. You can add a little bit of what is that? Oh God, tomato. Okay, maybe a tomato-based sauce, or a marinade or something for your meat or whatever. Add some tomatoes to your salad, some cherries to your salad, some red bell peppers. Okay, to your salad. Like, you want to infuse your food with energy of red. One, to keep you grounded, and two, to give you that energy. Okay, that fire energy that you're gonna need to really get through. And when you eat a healthy meal the day before, when you eat a healthy dinner, like I said, that's gonna be all energy. That's going to be all energy for you the next day. But if you eat something like, let's say, a pizza, you like, okay, I want to be intentional, and I want to eat a pizza. Like I said, you guys, unless you are eating some dough that you made, maybe you got some real flour, you were able to make the dough, you were able to add like some fresh rosemary and thyme inside of the dough, roll it up, and then, roll it out or whatever. You got your own fresh, real, genuine tomatoes, okay? Along with your basil and your spinach. And, if you got all the right stuff, you can make a legitimate, good, healthy pizza that your body will actually break down if it is made out of all natural. But if you talking about you going to Pizza Hut or Domino's or Papa Joe's or Little Caesars, listen, or a Mod Pizza, listen. We trying to level up here. Okay, we're trying to level up, y'all. And y'all gonna have to help me help you. Okay, like I said, if you can make it yourself with your own energy, and like I said, you have all fresh, natural, healthy ingredients, then I would say yes, a pizza would be very sufficient, right? But if you're eating out, first of all, if you're doing fast food, you gotta know they don't care. Okay, they don't care about you. They don't care about your next day. They don't care about your health. They care about serving as much of that food as they can. So, excuse me, when you're thinking about fast food, if you're saying that is eating with intention, we're not saying eat with intention. We're saying cook with intention. We're talking about cooking with intention. We want you to get back in the kitchen. We want you, first of all, to stop placing a grocery order. Walk your little arse through that store. Get them steps out the way. Walk your arse through every aisle. Pick up what you need. Inspect. Last thing you need to do is place a grocery order and have some little teenager walking all up and through the grocery store, punching all of your items in the cart. Okay? And then by the time you get it, you think they're going to pick the one from the back that got the last expiration date, or you think they just going to grab whatever. They're not checking no expiration dates. You think they picking the freshest fruit, the fruit that has not been bruised or anything? No, they just bloop, bloop. They just putting everything in there, and that's it. You're allowing somebody else to choose what it is you getting ready to put in your body. Somebody you don't even know. Somebody who could care less about you. Somebody who that's just their job. You don't even know if they wash their hands after they peed on their break. They could, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be back. And men, they got to hold it. So, you know what I'm saying? A little could have drizzled on the hand or whatever. And next thing you know, they right back out there picking your grocery, your fruit and everything. It's too much, right? So cook with intention, you guys. A part of cooking is going to the grocery store, wherever you get your food from, okay? Picking the best and the freshest, and taking your time to really feel the food, you guys, seeing if it's nice and solid, or if it's mushy on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Inspecting your food. You know what I'm saying? Really taking the time to bond with it before you take it home, because that's how we do it. We don't look at it like that, but really that's what we do. We take our time. Okay, I want this one, I want that one. We take our time. We read the back of the ingredients. You know what I'm saying? We look for the expiration date before we put it in our cart. We are just a little more caring when it comes to our food. Okay, so get up, get out. Take time. Make sure you make time to go to the grocery store. Like, don't rush. Do it when you have time, and put a little more respect on that grocery store visit, y'all. I think we've taken all of it. This is why food used to be so good back in the day. Okay, food used to be so good back in the day because grandma used to go up in there or mama used to go up in that grocery store, hunty, and picked out the best of the best of the best. She sat there, she inspected every potato before she put it in that cart, before she took it home and put it in that pot. We've taken all of the ashe out of living, and we need to learn how to put the ashe back in living. And cooking with intention, you guys, picking out the meats that you want, picking out all of the healthiest products that you want, okay? The intent to live long, the intent to live a nice, healthier life. We have so much, I tell you guys, we have so much out here to prevent us from living a healthy life. We have to work harder. Right now, we have to work smarter, okay? But we still have to work harder because it's so much going against us. It is so much going against us, y'all. And I know a lot of us, we have health issues. We're experiencing health issues, especially a lot of us are experiencing anemia. The blood is low. You know, when that blood is low, there are certain foods that you need to eat. There are certain foods that you need to consume when you have anemia like that. When you have sickle cell, when you have lupus. It's because the body is telling you that, okay, like it's like when you drive your car and the change oil light come on, or the check engine light come on, or the tire finna be flat. It alerts you. And whenever we experience a dis-ease within the body, it's your body saying, hey, I need some more of this, or hey, I need some more of that, or hey, I need some more of this. The body is now alerting you, saying that I'm short. And I tell you, when you purify the blood, when you give your body what it needs and you purify that blood and stop consuming all of this fast food, all of this junk food, all of this processed food, all of this lab-made food, when you stop feeding your body all of this food that does not serve you, your body will then be able to fix, heal, and cure itself. Some people don't want that. Some people not okay with that. I want to keep you popping my pills. I want to keep you on that prescription. The minute you get off, I can't feed my family. That's a problem. You get off them pills, I can't feed my family. But to each his own, right? Colorful foods, you guys. Working with the chakras, working with the energies that you need. Start eating with more intention. If you know that there's something you lack, if you know you lack self-esteem, if you know you lack confidence, if you know you lack self-love, if you know you lack willpower, if you lack drive, if you lack motivation, then you need to consume foods that will give you that energy, that will feed that energy back into you so that you can get it, so that you can have it, you can exude it, and you can experience it. Okay? Color yellow, okay, confidence, right? You can cook with yellow onions, peppers, yellow rice. You may think you just eating a bowl of yellow rice, but really you're working on your confidence by incorporating that color, okay, back into you. Like I say, squash to go a little healthier, banana peppers, okay, yellow bell peppers, right? Whatever else is yellow, just incorporating that. Yeah, don't get no food color and be like, Siren, I baked the yellow cake. No, we're not talking about that. You can try cornbread. Okay, you can make you some confidence cornbread. Okay, when you eat that cornbread, it helps you with your confidence. It's your intention. Okay, you can make you some cornbread, right? But regardless of whatever it is that you consume, you guys, you definitely want to put more intention, okay, into your cooking, into your food, into what it is that you're eating, into what it is that you're putting in your body. And like I say, you cannot be intentional with junk food, you guys. It has no frequency. It has no ashe. I'm sorry. That's like me telling you to put water in your car and it's going to get you where you need to go. Well, actually, that was a bad example because that could actually work. But it's like me telling you to put soda. Okay, just fill your car with some soda, chai, and you ain't even got to worry about gas no more. What do you think your car is going to respond to when that soda get in there? How you think your car is going to respond? That's how your body responds when you putting all this fast food in it. Okay, that's how your body is responding. Okay, there's a reason it's called the FDA. Food and Drug Administration. Why do we have to put the drug part in there? Food and drug, we are administering food and drugs, okay, to you. The drug is to keep you eating it, addicted to it. A lot of us have food addictions. I'm getting over one, okay? I'm getting over it. A lot of us have food addictions. That's not a good thing. I promise you, it's not a good thing on a soul level. You want to free yourself, okay? So pay attention to try to eat, maybe different types of food, try even different backgrounds of food, you guys. Just try to eat something different. This is the best way for you to break yourself off of food addictions, because food addictions mean we have to constantly eat that same thing over and over and we can't get enough of it. Try to get yourself to a point where you're just eating and tasting different types of food. Right? That'll help you to kind of break free from your addiction, because when you say, oh, I love pizza, I eat pizza at least 3 times a week, then now you got to say, you know what, I like trying different foods. If you like trying different foods, it's going to be hard for you to get addicted to something because you're not eating the same thing all the time. Right? So we want to definitely, cook with intention to break habits, If you love carrots and you put that on everything, then, try a different orange. Try orange bell peppers, or, try something else as opposed to that carrot, but constantly substitute, because what happens is repetition. Okay, when we tend to repeat something, that is easy access for dark energies or dark forces to access us. Okay, when it can predict what it is we're going to do. Right? So you want to change yourself up. You want to change your energy up. Okay, you want to switch it up sometime, you guys, and just try different foods. Try to cook something that you've never cooked before. See if you like it. A lot of times when you put your spin on it, it comes out really good, right? Next up, you guys, we're talking about high value rest. High value rest. What do we mean when we talk about high value rest? What exactly are we saying? When we're speaking about high value rest, what exactly are we speaking about? High value rest, we already know, is when you put your phone away at a certain time. Okay. Before you go to sleep, you don't want to be in your phone for at least an hour prior to your bedtime. So if you go to bed at 10 o'clock, I say around 8:30, put your phone away. That way you can have some high value rest, because that's going to give the algorithm enough time to get up out of your system. You're no longer going to be thinking about what you saw on Instagram, an hour and a half later. If you're still thinking about it, then there's some other stuff you might have to do first, okay, before you can get some high value rest, right? High value rest is taking a shower before you go to bed, cleaning yourself. Really making sure that you are, fresh and clean, and just all of that crazy energy is off of you. It's one thing to come home, but it's one thing to come home and just get in your bed. Like, put a little more respect, okay, on your bed. Get in your bed only after you've cleaned. If you know you haven't taken a bath or a shower, do not get in that bed and go to sleep. I don't want to hear, I was just laying down. No. Put some respect. One thing about me, I could come home and, plop down on the bed and, go and do something in the room or whatever. But to lay down, especially with makeup on and, lay on I have a little more respect for my mattress and my bed and my sheets and my covers and all of that stuff. I'm like, let me get up. Because if I feel like I'm finna get up and I'm finna go take me a shower, and then you can roll all around that bed all you want. Because you're going to have a healthier sleep once you, take that energy off of you. Once you cleanse yourself, once you detox yourself, you take that shower, you feel good, you've washed everything off of you for the day. That is going to give you some high value rest. Okay. What else is high value rest? Putting those electronics away, making sure that you take a bath, making sure that you prioritize a decent time for you to get some high value rest. If you know you have to get up 4 o'clock in the morning, then you need to make sure that you're in bed by 9. Okay, don't be up running around, rolling around until 10:30, 11 o'clock, and you know you have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're not going to be able to get any high value rest, because by the time you get into the fourth dimension and try to get into the fifth and all of that while you in the astral realm, honey, listen, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to wake up tired because your arc's going to be got kicked, okay, in the astral realm, because they know you don't value your sleep. You don't value the experience that you have when you get over there. So you're going to get attacked and bullied the entire time you're sleeping. You're going to wake up too tired to even do whatever it is you need to do, but you're going to have to get up because you got to go to work. And now you're going to go to work all tired and stuff like that. It's not fair. That's not self-love, right? You want to make sure that you give yourself some high-value rest. Prioritize your sleep. And I wouldn't even have to turn my phone off. One thing about me, I don't have to turn my phone off, because anybody who knows me, they know they bet not call me all times of the night talking about no BS. It better be an emergency, okay? Because I value my rest. One thing about old Siren, I value my rest. My husband even know. Do not call this woman while she sleep unless it has to be an extreme emergency. Because I put respect on my rest, okay? I value my rest. I want to make sure that I get enough rest so that I can be the best version of me that next day and every day. And part of you being the best version of yourself is getting the amount of rest that you need. If you keep going and going and going and going, then you're going to short yourself. You're not going to have all the energy you need to perform at your best. So with putting that value rest before everything, you guys, you need to make sure you're getting, I would say, at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep. At least 6 to 8 hours of sleep per day. And we got 24 hours in a day. So that will leave you 16 hours to do whatever you got to do, and then 8 hours to get you some rest. Because you got to do whatever you got to do in the astral realm as well. You are not just having a physical experience. You are a spirit having a physical experience. So you want to give yourself enough time over in the astral realm to clear out karma, to heal trauma, to do whatever it is that you need to do in the astral realm. And then you have enough hours over here. If you got to work 8 hours a day, you got to sleep 8 hours a day, then you got 8 hours of play. You got to learn how to, use that time wisely. So you definitely want to make sure that you're getting anywhere from at least 6 to 8 hours. And I know a lot of us want to work or, need to work 2 jobs, or maybe need to work overtime, or, maybe you got to tap into some of your play hours, those 8 hours right there. But you definitely want to make sure that you mandate your rest, you guys. We need it nowadays. This day and age, we cannot skip over our rest, y'all. We got people just dropping dead. I have a cousin, God rest her soul. Right after Thanksgiving, she just dropped dead. I mean, granted, she had done smoked a little something, but still, you shouldn't drop dead after doing that. And she was like, what, mid-40s, if I'm not mistaken? 43, 44, maybe? Just dropped, just dead. Just went downstairs, just dead, just dead. Not valuing our rest, not feeding our body the nutrients that it needs to survive. Like, y'all, it's getting serious out here. It's getting so serious out here. And I'm just trying to really put as much information as I can out there while I can, okay? Because I'm telling you, eventually, Sarah gonna go behind them 2 doors and bloom. I'm just gonna worry about me. I ain't worrying about nobody else. I'm just gonna focus on me and mine. I'm not worrying about nobody else, honey. Okay, Siren getting to that point where I'm getting to them ages, honey. I'm getting up there in them years. Okay, listen, Siren ain't gonna be taking no consult. No. Okay. I'm gonna retire. Lovely. Okay, so yes, y'all, make sure you're getting that high value rest. Okay, make sure you are prioritizing some rest every day of your life. Y'all, love yourself enough to say, listen, I have to get my rest, baby. I have to get my rest. Value the right times to get that rest. Okay. Okay. How is this? Unpack insecurities while getting ready. Let's talk about that. How to unpack your insecurities while getting ready. I love that, right? So basically, you guys, it's really about stepping outside of the box. One thing about me that I've said before is I didn't like my thighs. I always felt like I had thunder thighs, right? And with me gaining and losing weight and all of that stuff in my younger years, I developed a little cellulite, right? And I used to be like, I just didn't like the attention going to my thighs. And I have beautiful, long legs, thick, just brick house legs, but they're so thick that my thighs are just like, they would draw a lot of attention by themselves. And then secondly, my cellulite would draw a lot of attention, right? So I was like, I would never wear like shorts or, and it's crazy because back in my day, I used to wear shorter skirts and stuff. I wore a lot of that when I was younger. But it's like now that I'm older, you know what I'm saying? Even nice like slacks. We're not talking like booty shorts or anything of that nature. We're talking nice, shorts, but I just was like, nah, I would not do it. But I had to put myself in a position to where I had to unpack my insecurity, right? To unpack my insecurity while getting dressed and stepping into a nice pair of shorts, a nice pair of slacks, and, really wearing them shorts and really feeling good about myself. So whatever your insecurity is, you want to unpack your insecurities while getting dressed. If your insecurity is your hair, let's say your natural hair is your insecurity, honey, then you want to definitely find a way to wear your natural hair until you start to feel as secure as you possibly can with it. Okay, if your hair is your insecurity, if your skin, is your insecurity, don't do makeup. Just do a healthy skin routine until you perfect it and you start to see your skin getting a lot better, or maybe, you can start eating healthier, of course. You know what I'm saying? To bring about a better skin. Whatever your insecurity is, you guys, we want to unpack those insecurities. We want to start to address those insecurities while we are getting dressed, okay? While we are getting ready. Let's say you want to, if you're somebody who you're very shy, right? Because that's how I was. I wasn't shy, but I was very reserved, right? Which can come off as shy. If you're somebody who's very shy or very reserved, why not put on an outfit that is a bold statement that's going to draw a lot of attention to you? Now, we're not talking about no Homie the Clown type of outfit, but maybe something that really, accents your body or your aura, where people are going to be like, oh my God, I love that red on you. Or, oh my God, those red pants look, things that are going to draw attention. If you're somebody who's very reserved, you like to be like, you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone. Okay. Let's say you want to wear your hair a certain way. Maybe you'll change your hair up, do something that is very bold. Do something that you haven't done before. Step out of your comfort zone, you guys. Maybe you want to put on some sort of accessories, right? Maybe some sort of makeup. Maybe a different style of dress. Maybe you're somebody who always wear pants and now you want to wear a skirt, or now you want to wear a dress. Or maybe, guys, you're somebody who always wear jeans and now you want to wear slacks. Now that is one of the things that I can honestly say when it comes to my husband, right? We from Miami. We from 305. He's 305 all day long. Okay. And in 305, the dudes wear Dickies. That's just what they wear. I saw an interview Young Miami recently did. And I think it was with Trick Daddy. I think she was talking with Trick Daddy, and she was just like, I love a dude in Dickies. Like, he could just wear Dickies. And what else they wore was a white shirt, a white tee in polo, okay? White tee with the clean shorts. Oh my God, the Dickies shorts. What? And a clean white tee and some forces. Oh my God, he got all the girls. He was considered best dressed. So I remember when I first met my husband, y'all, all he wore was Dickies. He had every color. Right? He had every color. That's all he wore was Dickies when I first met him. And I remember trying to break him out of that it was hard. But what happened was, I remember we went to the store and we picked out this outfit for him. No, I went to the store. I picked out the outfit for him. And when I told him we were getting ready to go out that night, and I said, here, put this on tonight. Oh my God. It was like a polo, shirt. It was like some polo jeans, shorts. And it was some, I had bought him some sneakers or something. I can't recall exactly, but I forget the name of them shoes, honey. And it was just out of his comfort zone. He was just always, he wore Reeboks or Forces. That was it, with Dickies. That was it. Okay. And I remember when he put them clothes on and he went like around his family, like everybody was just like, whoa, like, who is this? Like, he got so many compliments. So many people was just like, yo, like, okay, look at you. Like, oh my God. So when he saw that, you know, stepping out of his comfort zone, because at first he was like, what is this? You know, like, why would you get this? What are you doing with it? Why did, you know, but he saw how much good energy he got from it. And after that, it was nothing to get bait out of them damn Dickies. He would wear whatever after that. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember it got to a level where I'm like, you know, picking him out like nice button downs. You know what I'm saying? Like nice dress shirts with his jeans. Now, I didn't get him in slacks. I was wanting to get him in slacks. Now, if it ain't no family mirth, if it ain't no funeral, wedding, I ain't get him in those slacks outside of that. But I did get him into a nice button downs with his jeans, okay, and his Forces, okay. It looks like that may be like the tail end of what I'm gonna get, but you know, it's just the fact of the energy. He gets so many compliments, you know, when he dresses up. So he's more open now. So it's like, get out of your own way, you guys. You want to get rid of a lot of these insecurities, then you got to be the one to take that bold step. You're going to have to be the one to put yourself in a different frequency. And you're going to use the foundation of your insecurity as the stepping stool to get you ahead. Because for as long as we hide it, or as long as we don't address it, or as long as we stay away from it, it remains grounded and it will continue to grow. And that little small little stick will eventually turn into a big old tree full of whatever, right? So it's best to address it as early on as you possibly can. It's best to just get it out the way, whatever your insecurities are. You know, wherever you feel less confident, wherever you feel shy, wherever you feel like, you know, I don't want nobody, or, you know, I know some people wear hats all the time. Take that hat off, okay? A lot of women wear wigs. Take that wig off, okay? A lot of us wear nails. We don't feel sexy if our nails aren't done. You see this? Okay? You see that, y'all? No acrylics, right? No long nails all down my dang on fingers. Just natural. You see my hair? Just, you know, just natural. Y'all, right? Sometimes we just gotta do the dang on thing. As much as people would say, I can't see myself, you know, doing it. Listen, you gotta step outside of your comfort zone. Okay, you really, truly do. You gotta really learn how to face your insecurities nowadays, regardless of what that is. There's a lot of people out there who I feel like, you know, a lot of their insecurities is speaking before the public. Go live. Just go live. And don't put too much into it. Just go live. Okay? And go from there. And once you break that door open, once you kick that door open, listen, you're going to take off after that. It's going to be like just on and popping after that. You're going to be like, oh, I love, you know, wearing my hair, or I ain't worrying about nobody's nails. You know what I'm saying? I rock my own. You just get, I cannot imagine going back to getting a full set of nails, y'all. I cannot imagine. Before, I thought plain, regular, I thought it was just like, you know, I wanted long, and then I wanted the little curve, and, you know, then oh, please, honey, this is the sexiest thing to me now. This is so sexy. This is so cute. Like, I cannot imagine going back. I'm really starting to use the things that I used to feel so insecure about as my stepping stool to really heal and to grow. Okay, so regardless of whatever it is that you feel you don't like about yourself, like face it, like really start to face it, address it, push it to the forefront. It's no longer going to be in the back. It's no longer going to be hidden in the basement. Pull it out and pull it to the forefront. And it's time for you to address it. You got to be the first person to address whatever that insecurity is. I don't care what it is. It's going to be different for each and every one of us, but it's time for you to no longer hide it because it is hindering you. It is always going to be that thing in the closet. Okay, it is always going to be that thing buried down in the box. Remember on the movie Jumanji, they were always buried. Okay, the little game they would take and bury it and hide it in the walls, and but eventually it came to the surface and somebody got to deal with it, right? So it's like no longer burying these aspects of yourself. It's about facing all of your insecurities, bringing them to the forefront and keeping them there until they are no longer an insecurity. Okay. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you to each and every one of you who gave this video a big old fat thumbs up, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye, y'all.